Before I get started on projects, I like to clean up. So, wow, look at that. So now I have to put these frame rails on this trailer frame, which is going to give me enough space to clear the tires underneath the shed. So that's why I did that. Still need to get that off, I suppose. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. Tell you what, I sure like my Milwaukee tools. They're just better than any other tools I've ever used. That's pretty much the trailer frame buttoned up. I put those 2x4s on there as a spacer that the frame rails for the shed I bought off of Facebook for $400 is going to start riding on. And I needed it because of this. I didn't want to be too close to the top of these. There's a little bow in that board, but it'll smush on down when the shed is sitting on top of it. I didn't want these tires to be too close. And I'm going to try and position them so that there's kind of a joist on either side, so there's even a little bit more room. But I think this will work. Done some hay rides, carried various things around. It was a good little trailer, but when it was time to replace this chicken coop, seemed like the sacrificial item, This is my old coop that came with the property. It's actually built out of some of the leftovers from building my home. There was a run behind it that was not being used by the previous owners that I kind of put back together a little bit. There's a run in front. There's a bunch of chickens in there trying to get out of the heat. A bunch of chickens in here too. So the things I don't really like about this coop is it's just really impossible to keep as clean as I would like. It takes a lot of carbon to bed these birds in here. So that's why I want it to move around. It's also got a leak, and it's just in general not particularly well made. For instance, that's what we're working with here. I'm not going to demolish it, I don't think, but I am going to clean it out and use it for some storage, I reckon. That's the wildest chicken I've ever seen. The black one that just went out there. She is absolutely feral. And for the first couple of days we had her, she had gotten out. Her flight feathers hadn't been clipped. She got out of our fence too. She's smart. She ran away from us. She's smart. Can you tell that it's hot? Because I'm so sweaty. Let's walk through the new coop. This is the new coop, or what's going to be the new coop. I bought this off of Facebook Marketplace from a lady who had gotten it loaded onto her boyfriend's truck and then lost the access to the equipment she loaded it with. I was planning on using it for a lumber storage shed, but when I realized that no 8-foot stick of anything would fit in here, golly, it's hot. I decided that I'm going to turn it into my new chicken coop. So the first thing I need to do is get this floor out of here, which I've already kind of started on, get this trash out of here, and then pick it up and sit it on the trailer. When I unloaded it, I used my skid steer. I had a John Deere 333G, but that just went away. Today's Friday, yesterday was Thursday. It went away yesterday morning. It was for a business that I shut down. I was running a forestry mulching and land clearing business. I didn't really know if I ever even said that on this channel. But I bought the machine because I wanted it, and then I realized kind of how expensive skid steers are, and I thought, golly, this thing should pay for itself. So started a company, was running it. The guy that was working for me ended up quitting, and at that point I was like, I think I just need to do one thing. So I'm a commercial real estate broker by profession, and it's good living. It's a great life. I love my company, and that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be playing farmer on the weekends and just doing brokerage. I don't need two businesses. It stole too much from my family. If any of you guys out there are thinking about doing two things, maybe try just one and get really good at it. Some decent advice. Here's kind of how I'm running the birds right now. That's a little chicken tractor that my neighbor gave me. And then I've got some hay spreading around to cover up all my bare spots, soak up all their manure. And this is just going to be a sea of beautiful grass here in just a few weeks. But I need the opportunity to move my birds around, and that's what we're building. I'm going to do something kind of borderline with this shed. I don't really know if it'll work. I picked the whole thing up with my skid steer, which I don't have anymore. So I'm pretty sure I can pick it up with my tractor. It's just the length of it makes me a little curious. So I'm going to try and pick one edge up and see if I can't lower it back down onto the trailer. We'll see. I don't really think this is not going to work now, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. This is going to be awesome. So it's starting to rain, and I want to get it inside so I can get it cleaned out and start getting the floor out of it and finish positioning it on the trailer. So I'm just going to screw it down. I think that should keep it from just like falling off. So let's get it inside and get it figured out. It's in here. So I'm going to start getting these front doors taken off because I'm not going to use those doors for the coop. So, and I'm going to use some of the hardware from them. Well, I'm glad I'm replacing this door because the bottom edge of it's pretty far gone. Cool. The USB appears to go underneath the sides, so the bottom plate of the side, the walls. I'm not exactly sure what the technical term for that is. I also ripped the piece out that goes right here, so I'm going to have to put that back. But Bunch of saltines in here. I bet you the chickens like those. Not exactly sure what the point of that was. It is so freaking hot. How is it so hot? This thing is a nightmare to walk around in. I really hate OSB. You tired of seeing me sweat yet? It is just brutal out here. The shop is insulated, but it is not conditioned. And when I run my fan in it, the audio is pretty bad. So I'm not going to do that. But let's take a look in here. I think I'm pretty much done with demo. I've got to get it situated where I want it. And I'm gonna put this OSB goes underneath the sides here. So I'm going to get as much of it out and cut a good piece of wood that'll fit in there, and probably chuck a bunch of screws all around here. These things aren't known for being built particularly well. This thing takes up a lot of space. It's bigger than I really kind of wanted or thought, but I think it's going to work awesome. Trying to get back to work today. Let's see what we got done. The floor pretty much out. Put this piece of wood back. It had come off. I've also got to get, I've got a rollaway nesting box I ordered that I need to get built and installed. And yeah, it's going to be a pretty much full day of working on the coop, but it should be pretty fun. I'm working on getting the coop centered on the trailer in its final resting place. So I got the tractor hooked up. So I've got something I can, the trailer shouldn't move too much side to side. They're only about ½ an inch off. I need to scoot it this way. And then from there, it will be full blown attaching it to the trailer, I suppose. Probably just going to be with some man muscle, It ain't broke. I'm not toxic. I really hate OSB. If it's not abundantly clear, I don't do a lot of this stuff all the time. But I renovated most of a house in my younger days. I'm a decent carpenter. When in doubt, clean up the site. That looks pretty good to me. Let's measure it. I think I gotta open up the other garage door. Uh-oh. All right, that's within a ¼ inch. Thing's probably not even square anyway. I'm shooting it down. I like it. We gonna do some screwing today. I've got a pocket hole jig. I might as well use it. I always forget how these things work. I'm gonna need a speed clamp for this. Just unbelievable how long some things can take when you're not good at them and you don't do them every day. Let's do that over here. I really don't like walking around and stuff like this. I like wide open spaces. I start singing on this channel, everyone is going to hate me. One of the nice things about having tools is when you need to do similar things like drilling, but you've got a driver and a drill. Sometimes like a lot of them can be super helpful. This is the first thing I've really built, and that's pretty cool to me. I think this is a pretty cool project. There's nowhere to put anything in here. It's super annoying. I think this shed is built really, really poorly. I don't really know everything about construction, but I kind of know enough to make that judgment call. So I think it will be really nice and strong by the time I'm done with it. It's just how long will that take? I'm not really sure. I think I just decided I'm going to put a bunch of more screws in this. Screw it. Hard to screw something together too much, in my experience. How good are cordless tools? I have a lot of corded tools, and I do like them for the various reasons, but I never use them now that I have cordless Milwaukee tools. They're just better. They're just better. I don't exactly know how I can tell you how much better they are, or if my opinion matters at all, but they're better. Now I'm for real. Got a tool belt on. You're a tool belt. Uh-oh, this battery is toast. I love the lights. More batteries should do that. I'm happy with that. I need to frame out the door, and I've never done this. I do have some pre-hung doors that I got for free off of Facebook Marketplace many moons ago. I'm trying to fight the urge to do it like 100% all together, full stop right now, and just get it good enough to get my birds in. And then from there, I can add an upgrade in the future. So that's my thought process here. Just got back from Lowe's. I got a bunch of 2x4s. That's what I'm gonna rip these in half. Those will be the slats for the wooden floor. I do think I'm gonna close this door so not too much dust gets shot in there. I like my table saw a lot. Well, it's time to start on the floor. I'm gonna want some light in here, I reckon. I think I could use one or two more 3 or 5 amp hour Milwaukee batteries. That is one of the nice things about having other tool systems. Like, I've got a few DeWalt drills and I've got a few Ryobi tools. If you're going to be doing, I don't really often do large projects like this all day. It'd be fun if I had the time for that, but having a few different battery ecosystems is just, it gives me the flexibility. Like I would have had to wait had I not had more batteries right now. And waiting sucks. Day 3 of the Coop project. It's good morning. Happy Sunday. Got a lot done yesterday. Got the door in. Got the floor in. Got the nesting box in, cut some ventilation in the top, and now that's what I'm gonna do on this side. And then everything that's open in it will be covered with hardware cloth and then trimmed out. And I'm gonna paint it. I don't know if that's smart or not, but I'm definitely going to. Does it need to be painted? Clearly, obviously, it does not need to be painted. But I want it to look fun. I want it to look good. And I want it to look like a little red barn on wheels. So I'm gonna paint it. All right. Let's get real painty, shall we? Caught red-handed. Ha! That didn't take really very long at all. My goodness, this table saw is awesome. I love it. This is a miter saw I've had for a really long time. It's good, not great. I'm kind of curious if this is not necessarily just this table saw, but any table saw. But the precision that you can make rip cuts with, it's like, what have I been doing my whole life? I'm super glad I got it. This project would be a lot more difficult without it. And one of the things that I think is really interesting is when you have a table saw, you have the ability to make your own piece of wood that you need it to be. I wouldn't really say you could make lumber, but like if you have a 1x8, you can make a bunch of trim or a bunch of 1x2. And this is not news to anybody, but I had never really considered how valuable that would be. I get a lot of scrap wood and I kind of hoard it. So being able to take a piece that, I think it's going to be able to stop me from buying a lot of wood that I would need at the store. Like all the trim on it, I made out of just other pieces of wood I had on all the trim on the Coop. So let's check in on the Coop really quick. It is a mess in here. The fan's the biggest reason I haven't been filming very much because the audio is terrible, but it's way too hot to be without a fan. So got these two pieces of hardware cloth put in, got the Coop door from my old chicken coop installed. Built this little chicken ramp, which is on hinges. So I still have to make a little catch so it can ride good. But I think that's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. I got tired of paint, so I probably shouldn't have, but most of it's painted and whatever else needs to be painted is gonna happen after I'm done getting it completely otherwise finished. So I'm really, really happy with it so far. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is a wildly overbuilt solution, but also, you know, I say wildly overbuilt. From what I've researched and the books that I've read and the things that I've learned and experienced in my own life, like This seems to me to be the best way to run the chickens the amount of chickens that I want to have on my property with the least amount of work. I hate cleaning out the coop, and it's difficult for me to get enough carbon to really do a good deep bedding. Plus my coop's not really designed for that. So I would rather run my birds on grass. I think it makes a much higher quality egg, but let's keep trimming. Well, here it is in action. I've got currently my waterers on the front. I don't like this system. I'm going to change it mostly because I hate these waterers. Roller weight nesting box right there. I determined that it was too heavy to move by hand, so I've just attached one of my 4-wheelers to it for now. Probably stay there for a long time. Feeders off the back. Ramp, which is on hinges, so you can clip it up here when you want to move it. Automatic door. Chicken floor. The manure does flow through pretty well. I know that it looks like there's some poop in there, but it works pretty good. Feeders. Here's this side. A little walk around. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna do another video on upgrading the water system. Probably get another 30-pound feeder so I can fit a full bag in at a time. This is just the one that I had. But it works really good. The birds like it. I can move it wherever I want it to go. I think it looks adorable. And so I'm running it inside 400 feet of Premier One electric poultry netting. And I just move it pretty much every day, a few feet. Like it's probably right here yesterday. Now it's right over here. And I'm really happy with it. It's a great project. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more from the Landfather YouTube channel. It's been a little while since I posted a long form video, but I'm back at it and we're here to stay.